Hey everyone, welcome to another LEGO Fan video. I'm your host LEGO Fan, and I do fun LEGO videos at about 10 steps per video, as well as some Ben 10 videos. Today we're going to be doing the Ben 10 videos, and we're going to be covering all the allies that appeared in Race Against Time. So any of the plumbers that appeared in Race Against Time. I warned you guys in the last one that you should study up on Race Against Time if you want to ace this. So the way I run this, it's a quiz format. I will give the first line as well as the name of the character, and then you have 10 seconds to guess which one of them it is. And when we get to the last one, you have 10 seconds to try and name the character. If you guys are new, again, welcome. And if you're new, well, subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff. So with that in mind, let's get started. Of course, I'm going to start with the ones that don't have any first lines. It's just going to be a relatively quick video because there's nothing really noteworthy on the set of plumbers that we get introduced to in Race Against Time, and we never actually get any more of them. Well, honestly, with the exception of that guy, I think he does make other reappearances in the animated one. But I mean, this is one of only two Ben 10 movies that get a live action one, and the other one is really hard to find. This one I just got lucky with. So the first one that I'm going to start with is a plumber that goes by the name in town of Old Lady Carlisle. I think I'm pronouncing that correct. So of these, which one is Old Lady Carlisle? 10 seconds, good luck. So, of course, you only had two options here. You either had this one, who we'll get to later on, because she does have a line, or this one, but it is this one that we're talking about. So, Old Lady Carlisle doesn't have a first line. She's a human who first appeared in Race Against Time, being one of the handful of guardians that Ben got assigned to protect Ben after Eon attacked Ben during she was one of Ben's guardians after Eon attacked Ben. Grandpa Max decided to set up a series of guardians around the school to protect Ben, since Ben didn't want to get away from town. So of course she was assigned. We're gonna get to all of the guardians because there are a lot of them. So we don't really get to know much in terms of power, other than the fact that she is a plumber, has access to plumber bases, plumber gear, atypical stuff, as well as the fact that she's old and not as spry as she used to be. But another fact that we do get to know about her is the fact that she does have knowledge on plants. She's a botanist. So she has knowledge on plants, both alien and earth plants. So she might be helpful if you ever want to identify some plants, but other than that, we really don't get much on her. So, of course, their jobs are considered powers, because, that's a special ability that only a handful of people have. Another one of Ben's guys that we get introduced to is a character called Mr. It's pronounced Engels in the movie, but if we're talk about proper Spanish pronunciation, it might be Anguias. Excuse it myself if I'm mispronouncing anything. So of these, which one is Mr. Engels? 10 seconds, good luck. So Mr. Engels is this guy right here. So he is another one of So he's a human who once again first appeared in Race Against Time, and is another one of the plumbers that was assigned to Ben to protect him after the Eon attack. So he poses as the school's janitor, and also took part in the final fight with Eon after being rescued by Mr. White. So of course he's the school janitor. So of course he has access to plumber bases and plumber gear, all that sort of stuff. He's also a janitor, so he might have some supplies hidden away somewhere. Maybe he can use the cleaning supplies. Look, I have a father who's a janitor, so I know that for a fact that they have some pretty pretty helpful stuff in a fight. He can also operate a laser gun, but like all the other ones in this, he's old, not a spy, semi-retired, like every single one in the film. Again, we're gonna get another one that has no first line. It's another one of Ben's callers. This one is Mr. Janks. So of these, which one is Mr. Janks? 10 seconds, good luck. So Mr. Janks is this one right here. He's a human who once again first appeared in Race Against Time. I'm going to sound like a broken record. Again, appearing as one of Ben's many protectors that was assigned to Ben after the Eon fight, since Ben refused to leave town. Posing as an electrician working on the school's electricity. Even though that's not really what he was doing. So, of course, he is an electrician, so he knows how to operate any sort of electrical equipment in times of need, and is also a plumber, so he has access to plumber bases or plumber gear. I know that's not really power, but when you really think about it, the plumbers have access to a wide array of weapons and gears, so yeah, it's very helpful. I mean, in Race Against Time, I guess it's kind of like, yeah. I kind of forgot about those plumber bases. They're kind of in disrepair, with the exception of a handful of people, but we'll get to those people because there's a few handful of people that were like in Race Against Time that were like that were not retired because they still had some jobs to do. Like maybe like there was one person that was assigned to protect Eon in case he got out. Didn't really do a good job of that. And then we have another group of people that was set to protect the hands of Armageddon. Make sure it doesn't get in the hands of Eon. So, as with all the plumbers in the film, this guy is semi-retired and is not as spry as he used to be. We're just going to put that as a weakness for all of them because I have no idea what their actual weaknesses are. Now, let's get into some ones that do have first lines, because all the rest of these do have first lines. The first of these plumbers to actually speak is Principal White, whose first line is, wait, that Tennyson was his first line. So, of these, which one is Principal White? 10 seconds, good luck. So Principal White is this guy right here. He's the most important of the plumbers that we see in the film. He's a human who first appeared in Race Against Time. He is the principal of Ben's school. Later revealed to be a plumber in disguise. He gave Ben detention after accidentally throwing a wadded up piece of paper that was with gum right at him, landed right on his glasses. So he gave Ben detention to keep his cover, and afterwards, after he was revealed to be a plumber, he appeared to Ben in the gym to try and have a nice little talk with him, like saying it's weird, like, you know, all that hero talk, but unfortunately was stopped right after he was about to say something by Eon and was tossed in a basketball basket, and was helped out by the nurse, and later showed up to the plumber base to free everyone from being imprisoned by Eon. And yeah, he often banters a lot with Doris, by the way. So he's a principal and a plumber who has access to plumber bases and gears. He can operate the hoverboard that's shown in the movie and seems to have knowledge on how to operate a radio. So he's old and not as spry as the others. He has a very foggy memory and a big keyring and doesn't remember what most unlock. Kind of like that one scene in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when he was trying to figure out which key was the one to unlock the waste deposit area. there it is. There it isn't. Now, let's get into the one that he banters with a lot, that being Doris. And while I technically don't need to give you the 10 seconds or even the first line, I'm going to do it anyways. Her first line is...
Seen you in a while, Ben. How's gone over...
So, of these, which one is Doris? 10 seconds, good luck. Even though I don't need to give you guys 10 seconds, I did it anyways because this person's a girl and there's only one other girl. This is Doris Dalton. So she's a human who once again first appeared in Race Against Time, the waiter for a local diner in town, and a friend of the Tennysons like Ben and Max. Because apparently it's a nice little local hangout spot in the town. So, yeah. So she decided to give Ben a nice little strawberry milkshake since pretty much his parents give him, I wouldn't say crappy food, but not really good food. And he was stuck eating bugs for the summer, so yeah, I think a nice strawberry shake would be nice. And her diner unfortunately erupted into chaos after a gray matter was meddling around with the wires. When she was revealed to be a plumber, she's shown to banter a lot with Mr. White and took part in both battles with Leon after being busted up by White for the second battle. So she's a plumber, access to plumber bases and gear, can operate a laser gun, and has knowledge on aliens, but is old and not as spry as the others. Now, let's get into a plumber that is briefly shown, and then for like 2 scenes and then never appeared again. This guy is not, his name is actually not known, and his first line is...
I don't know. Can you?
That was a horrible joke. Anyways, which one of these is the old man as he's known? 10 seconds, good luck. So, this guy right here is the old man. I know, it looks like it should be that one. But this is why first lines are good, because that one probably should sound a little bit, well, I don't know how to put it, but you get what I mean. So, he is a human who first appeared in Race Against Time, shown in the diner, humbly reading the newspaper before Ben asked to read after seeing a picture of blood in the paper. Then, once chaos erupted in the diner, he just sat there calmly, wanting another cup of coffee, please. And afterwards, and while he never took part in any of the battles, he helped out later on when Ben was being chased by Eon, managing to blast Eon away after Ben got cornered in an alley, revealing himself to be a plumber, and then just disappeared after that, saying that he will take care of any, cover up for any sort of damages that happened. So he's a plumber, so has access to all plumber bases and gear, and is almost always unfazed to whatever goes on around him. So he's not really so he's just nicely calm and level. He's also a very jokester and loves taking what people say literally as a joke, like what you heard in the first line. He also wields a laser gun, and he is old and not as spry as he used to be. Yeah, I sound like a broken record. Now, I was mentioning that one of the characters looks like it should be the old man, but it's not. Let's see who this person is. So the next person we're going to talk about is another plumber who unfortunately died, so we're definitely not seeing another one of him. And that is Constantine Jacobs, whose first line is...
I'm not dead.
Like what Ink Tank said, I think he just waited until he did something and then just decided to do that. So of these, which one is Constantine Jacobs? 10 seconds, good luck. So, this guy right here is Constantine Jacobs. He's a human who first appeared in Race Against Time. He's the plumber who was assigned to guard Eon so he does not get out, and failed miserably to do so. And in the process of trying to stop Eon, he unfortunately got in the process of trying to stop him, the police got completely obliterated, and he managed to age forward to almost corpse-like death. But he was not dead yet. And when the gang got there, he was at the point of exhaustion and managed to warn Ben of the upcoming danger before dying of old age. Clearly. So he's a plumber that has access to plumber gear and bases, and with his special permission, he also has access to Eon and the knowledge of the hands of the Armageddon, as well as all the ones that had the first line so far. And of course, he's frail and old, so he couldn't do much other than being shown to be in the chair. Now, let's get into the last two of the plumbers that we have here. The first one speaking being Mr. The first one to speak being Mr. Hawkins, whose first line is... I was close. I had to do that fast. So, of these, which one is Mr. Hawkins? 10 seconds. Good luck. So, Mr. Hawkins is this guy right here. He is a human who first appeared in Race Against Time, one of the four main plumbers in the movie, being one of the guards of the Hands of Armageddon, as well as the other ones, the one that we're going to get to, Mrs. Dalton and Principal White, all being the guardians of the Hands of Armageddon, and took part in both battles with Eon when he attacked the base the second time after Principal White saved them. So he seems to be the head of security of the place, having a radio communicator in his ear, and is a plumber, so he has access to plumber bases and plumber gear, and is a postman in disguise. He can also operate a laser gun, but like all the plumbers, he's old and not as spry as he used to be. And as for the last one, well, it's time for you guys to see what you know on this lesser known Ben 10 movie. Let's see if you know who this is. This is his first line.
Be very busy, young man.
Principal.
Do you know who this is? 10 seconds to find out. Good luck. So this character is Fire Chief Whittington, the Weaver. So he's a human who first appeared in Race Against Time, the Fire Chief of the town, and revealed later on to be a plumber, and took part in both battles with Eon and like all the other plumbers in the film. So he's a plumber, has access to plumber base and gear. A Fire Chief has knowledge on aliens, indicated by his first line, indicating that it's probably heat blast that he mostly has knowledge on. He also can operate a laser gun and is old and not as spry as he used to be. And that concludes today's video. Next time we'll cover the aliens, and then we'll be moving on to, unfortunately, probably my last Lego set, the Lego ISS. So I'll see you guys then. So long.